Coming up on OU Nightly, a multiple drive-by shooting shakes an Oklahoma town, while the strongest Oklahoma earthquake in 4 years rattles another. And Governor Mary Fallin says Planned Parenthood is cheating Oklahoma. This is OU Nightly. Governor Mary Fallin made her accusations in a letter to the Oklahoma Healthcare Association. It alleges a high rate of billing errors in Planned Parenthood's Medicaid reimbursement requests.
The governor's letter says the state found billing errors but no improper use of Medicaid funds. Still, Fallin asked the authority to terminate contracts with Planned Parenthood in Oklahoma City and Tulsa. Planned Parenthood late this afternoon told us Governor Fallin's letter is premature and incredibly disappointing. It said the findings of the audits are a normal part of the healthcare reimbursement process and that it is currently reviewing the audits and intend to respond through appropriate channels. Fallin has been under political pressure by conservatives to join other states that have defunded Planned Parenthood over allegations it sold fetal tissue for profit.
And the sixth accuser in the sex crimes case against former Oklahoma City police officer Daniel Holtzclaw testified yesterday. She's the first woman in the trial to testify to being raped, telling the jury Holtzclaw told her, quote, "This is better than county jail," during the alleged act. Holtzclaw is accused of sexually abusing 13 black women between December 2013 and June 2014 while on duty. The trial recently gained national attention after an all-white jury was selected.
Lawyers for the group pushing a 1-cent education sales tax stood before a state Supreme Court referee today. The group argues its petition to bring the tax to a vote does not violate Oklahoma's single subject rule. A conservative think tank sued to stop the petition drive, alleging it covers multiple subjects and should be blocked. If the High Court allows the petition to proceed, backers have 90 days to gather the signatures needed to get it on the November 2016 ballot.
And I just found this out a couple minutes ago, but today is Winter Weather Awareness Day.
I hadn't heard of that.
It didn't feel like it outside today. I think it was like almost 60 degrees outside today.
Yeah, it was a pretty nice day, so maybe we'll be expecting winter weather soon, possibly?
Right, well, tomorrow is supposed to be even nicer, I think. But I know Saturday for the game, we're going to get in those colder temperatures, more November-like temperatures. Right. But I know Sawyer has more in weather. Sawyer?
That's right, Bijan. So we did have those earthquakes last night. Looking just real quick at those, I know you guys will have more coming up. That 4.7 earthquake just north of Enid, and we had a 4.0 just west of Stillwater. Now looking at our visible satellite outside now, you can see all those showers and thunderstorms that moved through our area that brought those tornadoes out to the Panhandle and even some snow on the ground. Now current temps outside right now, 59 here in Norman, 58 up in Oklahoma City, and then 52 up in Guyman where that snow was falling. Now coming up for weather, we'll have some more on the winter preparation, a hard freeze on Saturday, and we may have a system next week. I'll have more on that in weather. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Sawyer. And Enid police arrested a man late last night for his suspected involvement in more than 30 drive-by shootings. Enid PD and a SWAT team executed a search warrant at the home of the 29-year-old suspect. Officers responded to 32 reports of drive-by shootings between 5 and 10 last night at both residences and businesses. An investigation of the shooting is ongoing.
Surveillance video from a cafe in Paris shows victims fleeing from one of the terrorist attacks on November 13th. The video, released by the Daily Mail, shows a man hold a gun to a woman's head and pull the trigger, but the gun does not fire. He then takes the gun and walks away from the victim. Some patrons are seen running from the scene, while others are being led into the basement for safety. No one was killed during this attack, but total deaths have reached up to 129.
And French police did kill Abdul Hamid Abu Aoud, the mastermind behind the Paris attacks this morning in a raid. Hunter McKee is in the news center with details on that raid. Hunter?
That's right, BJ. The suspected leader of the brutal Paris attacks is dead. Paris officers raided the building, firing around 5,000 rounds of ammunition in an hour-long gunfight. When it ended, they then found the body of Abu Aoud, the man they believed to be the architect of the deadly attacks. Police identified him from fingerprints. Authorities say they narrowed down the location in Saint-Denis from information in phone conversations. Here at home, the House today approved legislation aimed at making it more difficult for Syrian and Iraqi refugees to enter the U.S. The House approved the decision by an overwhelming margin. The president has said he will veto the legislation if it is passed by the Senate. And GOP presidential hopeful Donald Trump says if he's elected, he'll push to restrict Muslims in America. Trump suggested he would be open to requiring Muslims registered in a database to protect the country against terrorism. He also said he would consider requiring Muslims to carry identification marking their religious beliefs. Earlier this week, Trump said he would consider shutting down mosques. Trump is receiving backlash from his comments as expected. That's what's happening around the world. Back to you at the Nightly News Desk, Bijan.
Thank you, Hunter. Jared Fogle, the former Subway spokesman, was sentenced to more than 15 years in federal prison. The 38-year-old pleaded guilty to charges of child pornography and crossing state lines to pay for sex with minors. Fogle has already paid a total of $1.4 million in restitution to 14 victims. Fogle worked for Subway for 16 years before his charges were surfaced and the company fired him.
A 4.7 magnitude earthquake shook many Oklahomans awake early this morning. It was even felt in surrounding states, including Kansas, Arkansas, and Texas. You can see by this video a surveillance camera in a store near the epicenter of the quake in Cherokee, Oklahoma, captured items being knocked off the shelves. The earthquake was recorded around 2 this morning. No injuries or damage have been reported.
Still ahead on OU Nightly, coffee can give you more than an energy boost. We'll tell you what it can do for your lifespan.
Plus, Children's Hospital gets some new toys, and these aren't just for kids.
Oklahoma had the 14th highest youth drug overdose death rate in the nation from 2011 to 2013. This rate has tripled just in the past 10 years. It's said to be related to the increase in heroin use and prescription drug misuse. Oklahoma also lacks a Good Samaritan law, which could provide immunity from criminal charges to someone who calls 911 while witnessing an overdose.
Aaliyah joins us now with Health Beat. And Aaliyah, I feel like every time we talk about health and things for our body, it's something you can't eat, something you can't drink. But finally, this is something that's, I love and you love, something that's good for us.
It's very exciting news, BJ. Now, everyone knows coffee makes a good boost, but coffee lovers like us can rejoice because it can also extend your life. A new study shows that drinking coffee may reduce the risk of death. The study included more than 200,000 women and 50,000 men. According to the report, people who drink coffee daily, even up to 4 cups per day, are less likely to die from heart disease, neurological disease, type 2 diabetes, suicide than others. The study was published in the journal Circulation. And the holidays just got a whole lot sweeter. Hershey's announced plans to remove artificial ingredients from this year's holiday milk chocolate kisses and Hershey milk chocolate bars. The candies are the first in an effort to switch to simpler ingredients consumers recognize, announced by the company earlier this year. The FDA wants public opinion on the term natural used on food labels. The organization is asking the public to comment on whether it's appropriate to define the term natural, and if so, how should it be defined? The request comes in response to the organization receiving citizens' petition about the uses of the word. They're accepting electronic comments through February 10th, 2016. And finally, tomorrow is the last day to donate blood at the Bedlam Blood Battle. But for those who might be a little nervous because you've never given blood before, Sydney Highgard took a trip to the OU Armory to see what to expect when you're donating blood.
At the OU Armory, the annual Bedlam Blood Battle is well underway.
Our patient hospitals use blood every single day, and we use it for lots of different reasons. We use it for cancer patients, for anybody who comes in for an elective surgery, and then also any of our critical patients that come in through car accidents or anything like that.
I decided that was a convincing enough argument to sign in at the front, wait my turn, and head behind some screens and answer a few questions to determine if I could give blood.
We're going to sit you down and we're going to take your blood pressure and your temperature and your pulse, make sure you're kind of feeling okay that day, and we're going to ask you some health questions, which will help us to determine whether it's safe for you to donate.
The nurses gave me a clean bill of health and sent me to the next room in the armory to start donating my blood. which I learned would be used in 3 different ways.
We use red blood cells for accidents, for traumas, and then for any just elective surgeries. Platelets are small and fragile, and those die off when a cancer patient goes through chemotherapy. And so we use those a lot for chemotherapy patients. And then plasma is used mostly for burn victims.
So the nurses here at the Oklahoma Blood Institute tell me that the best way to make sure you have a successful blood donation is make sure you eat a really good breakfast, no cheating, no skipping, and making sure that you're really hydrated when you come to give your blood donation.
Whether you donate for the Desire to Beat Oklahoma State's blood drive, or even for the free snacks afterward, know that each student who donates can save 3 lives, and that means all of Oklahoma wins. Sydney Heiger, OU Nightly.
If you want to donate blood, you can do so at the OU Armory tomorrow between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. and make sure to bring a picture ID. Okay, so Sydney definitely calmed my nerves with that.
Yeah, I know. Beating OSU, saving lives.
Yeah.
You know,
best recipe.
Free snacks.
Yeah.
That's the 3 best things you could do, you know?
Agree.
I love it. And, you know, if you don't feel comfortable giving blood, at least go with a friend and support them.
Yeah, totally.
Thank you so much, Aaliyah.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. And the Children's Hospital at OU Medical Center just unveiled its newest neonatal equipment yesterday. The helicopter, named Air Kids 1, and the ambulance, named Ground Kids 1, will be used to help save the lives of children in Oklahoma. Air Kids 1 will serve as a mobile intensive care unit with the newest safety equipment, a smoother ride, and a larger interior. The new ambulance has many of the same features, but also includes onboard oxygen for ventilators and onboard power. Every year, the NEO flight crew brings over 500 patients to the Children's Hospital.
Still ahead on OU Nightly, we'll have the details on that Thunder win last night despite Kevin Durant's injury.
And Sawyer, he's standing by with a look at a full forecast.
That's right. Looking off to the east, you can see those showers that came through earlier this week, but I'll tell you more about that hard freeze coming on Saturday right after this. Welcome back to OU Nightly. Now looking off to the eastern coast, you can see those showers and thunderstorms that came through earlier this week, bringing with it some tornadoes up in the area and even some snow. This is a visible satellite image, and you can see some snow still on the ground up in the Panhandle. And it was quite an interesting system. We had blizzard warnings right next to tornado watches and 2 counties over from tornado warnings. So that can show you how crazy weather can get during this time of year. Now, today is Winter Weather Awareness Day. So what does that mean? Well, we're going to go through a couple of topics here and just let you know and just keep you informed about what to expect this winter. So an outlook means that winter storm conditions are possible within the next 2 to 5 days. So if you hear that, just know that that's what that means. A winter storm watch means that winter storm conditions are possible within 36 to 48 hours. Now that can be upgraded usually to a winter storm warning, which means that life-threatening winter conditions have begun or will begin within the next 24 hours. So you need to be prepared right away. And then we will see this quite often, winter weather advisories, which means that winter conditions are expected to be hazardous to travel, but not necessarily not life-threatening. Now, looking at our overnight lows for tonight, 40 degrees here in Norman, 38 up in Oklahoma City, and then where that snow is still on the ground, they will be below freezing just up in the Panhandle, 36 over in Guyman. The afternoon highs for tomorrow, much of the same as today, a little bit warmer. We're expecting 60 in Oklahoma City, 61 in Norman, and then 67 down in Lawton. So overall, it's going to be a fairly nice day. Now, looking at our predictor, you can see that we have a low pressure system that will be moving into our area, bringing with it a cold front. Now, much of the nation is below freezing at this point, and now this is at midnight tonight. And then as this system moves on off, you can see tomorrow midday, 55 in Oklahoma City with those cold temperatures still on up to our north. And then Saturday morning, that high pressure system is really going to build into our area, 10 degrees in Denver. So it's going to be pretty chilly. Now looking at your game day forecast for kickoff, 36 degrees. Chilly though, those north winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wind chills will be below freezing for the entire game. So it is going to be very cold. Halftime, 34 degrees. Those winds will be calming down a little bit, still at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And at the end of the game, just below freezing at 31 degrees. And those winds will have calmed down to between 0 and 5 miles per hour. Now looking at your 7-day forecast, 58 on Thursday, sunny today, then those clouds, we'll have a few clouds tomorrow, 62, 35 degrees for Friday night. And then as we go on into the weekend, 44 on Saturday, and then we're expecting Saturday night to have a hard freeze at 26 degrees. And then as we go into earlier parts of next week, we will get a little bit of a break, 51 on Sunday, 56 on Monday. And then the clouds do start to make a return to the forecast Tuesday and Wednesday with the 30% chance for some showers on Wednesday as the next storm system moves into our area. But that is still a ways off, so we're not going to worry about that right now. We're going to get through this hard freeze. If you have any plants or animals outside, bring them in if you want them to live. So.
Yeah, and bundle up for the game Saturday.
Yeah,
yes.
Definitely layer up. Stay warm out there. It sounds
yes,
like
that game is going to
be
be pretty chilly.
Thanks, Sawyer.
Thanks. Cleveland County Habitat for Humanity wants you to trot your turkey this Thanksgiving. The 3rd annual Turkey Trot 5K will benefit homes for the Moore tornado victims. The 5K starts at 8:30 Thanksgiving morning, followed by a 1-mile fun run at 9:30. The race will start at Norman High School. To register for the race, you can visit their website at www.turkeyday5krun.com.
And Sooner football is getting ready for the big game this week. With a look at sports, Carson Williams is standing by.
Thanks, Bijan. The Sooners take on TCU Saturday, but the Horned Frogs may be without a few stars. And Baker Mayfield's name was added to yet another award watch list. Don't go anywhere. Sports is straight ahead. Welcome aboard. I'm Carson Williams, and this is OU Nightly Sports. Amid all the Heisman talk, Baker Mayfield garnered a spot on yet another award watch list yesterday. Mayfield was one of 15 players to watch for the 2015 Walter Camp Player of the Year award, given annually to the outstanding Player of the Year. From a guy fans will see in Norman on Saturday to two guys who likely won't see the field for TCU. Horned Frogs head coach Gary Patterson announced yesterday wide receiver Josh Dotson is out the rest of the year with a wrist injury. Quarterback Trayvon Boykin, the Big 12 preseason Player of the Year, is also questionable for Saturday's game as he nurses an ankle injury suffered against Kansas last week.
Trayvon Boykin, again, another exceptional player. We have such great respect for him. Whether he's able to play or not, you know, we'll operate under the assumption that he will.
We never take anyone for granted. You know, we never, listen to the, oh, he's injured here or this, that, and the other. You know, that's just all. It's all on paper. So we play for X's and O's, not names and whatnot. They're going to come out and give our best game no matter what. I mean, we started the playoffs last week.
While Saturday's game will have a major playoff implication for the Sooners, it will also be a big day for seniors as they suit up on Owen Field for the final time.
I have it in the back of my mind, but I am going to be focused on the game, so that'll push that far back. But I'll think about it. I think about it this week, all week.
This is it. You have no more after this. After this Saturday, you will never play on Owen Field again. So it's hit me pretty hard right now.
Oh, it's always tough for me. You become, so attached to all your players, and then to know they're going to be on their way out is, it's always a little bit emotional.
Last night, MLB announced the 2015 Cy Young Award winners. In the National League, Chicago Cubs ace Jake Arrieta took home his first Cy Young, beating out the Dodgers pitching duo of Clayton Kershaw and Zach Greinke. Houston Astros pitcher and Tulsa native Dallas Keuchel was awarded the Cy Young in the American League. And the Thunder back at the peak last night against the 1-9 injured Pelicans. KD out for a fourth straight game with a hamstring strain. In the third, Russell Westbrook gets the steal and breaks away for the throwdown. Thunder up 10. Later in the quarter, clock running down. Westbrook comes up with the loose ball and the layup just before the buzzer. Thunder take an 80-74 lead. The Pels made it close down the stretch in the fourth, but Westbrook was too much. Gets the and one here, and the Thunder would go on to win 110-103. But the play of the night from the NBA came in Salt Lake City, courtesy of Raptors guard DeMar DeRozan. Rudy Gobert may have been better off buying a ticket and sitting in the stands, but decides he'll give it a go at stopping one of the best dunkers in the league. No, Rudy Gobert, why'd you have to do it? Guys, that looks like something that I would maybe have on like a poster in my room or something. That was quite the dunk.
Yeah, well, that was really amazing. Definitely takes talent, that's for sure.
I think if you lower the goal to 8 feet and give me a trampoline, I could maybe recreate.
Yeah, we could get you on one
maybe,
of those fat heads or something,
Thanks, Carson. Appreciate it. And still to come on OU Nightly.
One New Yorker takes donating toys to the next level.
I'm Rebecca Walters at the OU Nightly Update Desk. ISIS released a new video warning of an impending attack on New York City. Authorities say the video is nothing new, and Mayor Bill de Blasio says New Yorkers should go about their normal business. Avid pilot and Senator Jim Inhofe proposed a bill that would double the allowed time between mandatory medical exams for pilots from 2 to 4 years. And administrators from 14 Oklahoma school districts met Wednesday to discuss changing to a 4-day school week. Be sure to like us and follow OU Nightly on Facebook. That's it for now. Back to you.
Thanks, Rebecca. A New York City woman is bringing a smile to many during this season of giving. Carol Suchman was walking by a New York toy store with a sign that said, "For rent." She decided to buy it and everything in it. Toys, school supplies, and stuffed animals. They were all bagged up and donated to the homeless.
And that's our show. Thank you so much for watching OU Nightly.
Join us here live tomorrow at 4:30.